going through full stand square or standing square, and also hand touches I'm going to do with my Malinois puppy Jungle. Good girl, she's in the crate at the moment. There's a couple of questions which I've just picked up. One was, can you do this with a dog that's an older dog? Absolutely. So several of my most successful students have been dogs that were several years old, 4 or 5 years old, that were domestic dogs that they stumbled along protective obedience, and they started them literally, I think Spike might have been 3 or 4 years old. He was a little mini schnauzer, and he went on to compete for the region at Crufts and actually won at his level, and was a phenomenally trained little dog. Another dog that came to me, again from a domestic class, a Border Terrier, called Amos, and again he was about maybe 4, and he was retrained, or again trained as a black canvas. So absolutely it's possible. Sometimes it can take a bit longer because obviously your dog may have learned history. If you're retraining a dog, just be patient. The method's very, very systematic in terms of all the pieces. The beauty is that you don't have to do it in any chronological order, so you can mix and match which bits that you want and which suits your dogs. So hopefully this is coming out live. I'm just going to check on my laptop before I get the puppy out. Let's have a look. Making sure. And then I'm going to show you with her. Okay, good. I'm going to show you with her. I'm going to run through with the Mali puppy how to progress those bits that we've done. So I'm going to show you the standing square. So she understands that independently without the items on the floor. But I'm going to just run through those very quickly just to show you. So I'll get her out first. Okay, good. Just do a bit of engagement first. Good girl. Get it. Good girl. Thank you. Good girl. Okay, that's it. Good girl. Let's get our little objects. Get that one. Get that there. Okay. So she obviously understands, which you can see she quite likes doing. Hang on, wait a minute. Cheetah. Let's just set this up to stand on those items, okay? So good girl. Good. So good girl. Good. In true Malinois fashion. Good. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Super. So I want her to be able to do that, and then I would progress to having the dog do it by my side. Okay? And then she can find that position. Okay. Keep time. Good. So good girl. Moving that on. Once the dog understands that, thank you. Then I want the dog to be able to find that position, or that being able to stand square, just by me prompting them with my hand. So if I have her come under my hand, yep, good. You can see there she's standing herself up in a balanced manner. Yes, good girl. So her feet are level, yep, good. Well done. And that all stems from this initial understanding. So if I have her in front of me, she understands, good girl, to stand square, as if she's doing a little pretend show dog stack. Yeah, so she can undo that. When I progress that to, okay, her coming by my side, good, she understands the same principle. She's a little bit crooked there, so I'm going to reset her. Good girl. Good. Good. Nice, good. Good girl. So I'm slightly wonky, so she's slightly wonky, very me. Then I want to be able to move. Yep, good. And her remain parallel to me. Okay? So if I do that again. Good girl. Well done. Let's just do that again. She's underneath the hand. I can move sideways. Good. Reading her. Good. I can move, turn on the spot. Good. Get it? Well done. And she remains in that stance. Well, good. Take her pops. Good girl. So that all stems from, good girl, her being able to stand in front of me. Good. That's just good. Yep. Good. And move and orientate herself in any direction. Good. So if I pivot her around, come on. I'm getting stuck, she says. Good girl. Come on. This way. And it. Good. Yep. Good. In either direction. So that way. Strong with this side. Good girl. Yep. Good. Because it's left movement, which is what I would use for turn. She tends to be, a lot of obedience dogs tend to be that way, a stronger one way. So I also want to be able to move sideways and turn, good, turn on the spot. Yep, and her understand to get to remain in that position. Yeah? Well, thank you. Good. Thank you. That was a cheater. Get it? Good. So working on again, the sideline issue, impulse control around the toy. Thanks. Good. Strike. Good. And taking it when I want. Thanks. Good. Good girl. Okay, I'll do that. Good. Okay. Good girl. So once my dog understands that, so the dog understands to be, come on, she wants to gravitate into my leg. Good. Then I want to test it by moving around, like so. Yeah, and that all stems from what you saw me do with Hottie. Good. So I can move this way. She's just a bit. Good girl. Nice. Let's do that again. So she wants to pull into my leg. That's better. Good. So let's just move around her. Hey, you're not quite there. That's better. Good girl. So often when you start to do heel work training, they start to get very much find a lot of value in being on the leg, which is where she's at now. Good girl. So she's a little bit conflicted, but because she has the foundation of understanding to stand square, it's really, really easy to fix. Okay? So, really, really simple skill and how it builds into heel work training. And again, for any sports dog, it's a really, really good thing to teach. Second skill that we discussed was hand touches, and I showed you with Hottie how to teach that with multiple taps. With Jungle, the other version is to use a food lure. So how I train this is to have a treat tucked into my, good girl, tucked in between my thumb and my finger. And I'm using a tiny bit of sausage here, so cocktail sausage. And what I do is I tuck it up so the dog can't reach that hand, the treat, sorry, I should say. Okay. And as they go to sniff it, I initially click and drop the treat. Okay? So I'll show you that again. So she touches the hand, good, and I drop the treat. I can either drop it and feed it to her mouth, or drop it on the floor, whichever, doesn't really matter. Once the dog understands that, okay, then what I do is I wait for a moment of stillness. Okay? She's nuzzling the treat, which is normal. Wait a bit longer. Good. So she's just stopped licking there. That's the trade-off of that approach to training and hand touches, that it initially can create a lot of frantic licking. Okay. Again, it's not a problem. That's very easy to shape out of the dog. I'll show you how to do that. Let's pop you away, get some more treats. Hey, pops. Good girl. 1 second. Good girl. Down. Let's get some more treats. Bad dog training. Again, treat in my hand, tucked in my hand, and I wait for her to stop licking. Yep, good. Well done. And at first, it's anything bar her frantically licking for the food. Yep, good. And then what I do is I start to vary from not always feeding from the left hand. Okay, so yep, good. Now the licking is getting less intense. It's now gone to nose tapping. Okay, so. Wait a bit longer. Yep, good. Nice. Okay, now it's an empty hand. Pop. Yep, good. And I just to get the ball rolling. So I would do that, hold my treat in the hand, good girl, for a very few repetitions, just to get the dog offering the behaviour of touching my hand. Once the dog understands it, I would move it on. Yep, good. 2. Clicking and rewarding off the hand. With that method, you want to get the dog away from the hand so that they don't start to frantically lick it. Okay? Good. Yep. Good. Nice. Okay? And now because she understands to touch the hand to get the reinforcement, I can start to bring my food back into that left hand. Yep. Good. Nice. Waiting. Oh, you right? Good job. Good, super. Left hand, let's go again. Yep, good, nice. Good girl, let's do this one here, pops. Yep, good. Yeah, and with that, the other advantage of that method is you can actually move them relatively quickly, so I'll show you with her. Good. Good. Yeah, and I'm starting to build up my duration hand touch really, really quickly. So there's pros and cons. The flip side of this approach to when you use a lure is that you need to be really, really good with your timing about clicking the dog when the dog is not left licking. The downside of teaching the Morse code is that you just need to be persistent and shape the dog for more intervals. Both of those methods will work really effectively if you're aware of the criteria that you're aiming for. Okay, let's go again. Yep. Good girl, super. Let's use the toy now to reward her. Boop, boop, boop. Get this one. Yep. Good. 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 Nice one. Thank you. Good girl. So now I'm switching back to the toy as a reinforcer rather than the food. Thank you. Good. And we go more. Oh, you're right. You're right. Come here. Right in. Good. Yep. Good. Nice. So now I'm building up a little bit of duration of the hand touch. Thank you. Good girl. So once the dog understands that, I can then bring that into heel up position, or I can combine it with my standing square. So I can have the dog in the stand. Good girl. Yep. Good. And initially it's just a very quick response. Good girl. Yep. Good. Super. So she's underneath the hand. Good girl. Let's start her again. Good. Yep. Good. Nice. So as soon as she makes contact, I reward. That's a precursor to my dog being able to do it by my side. Good girl. Good. Yep. Good. What she wants to do is really drop on her back end, so I'm trying to be proactive and not overly create her dragging her back end, which is something that I probably wouldn't want to create with her because she would overdo that. So I'm very cautious about her not good, overdoing her drop into her back end. Yeah, so again, that comes in with my stand square. I could help her by popping her on the two items, good girl, on the two cushions to have her stand square. And then introduce my hand touch, which is what I've been playing around with, to be fair to the dog. And good girl. Good girl. Which is what I've been playing around with to ensure that she doesn't develop that as a side issue of heel work training. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Let's just do one more little play one. Okay, let's do a hard one. No, this is the hard one. Me. Good. So hand touch. Good girl, super, good. So start to build that little bit of duration and start to encourage her nice movement. Good, thank you. Next one. Good. Good girl, well done. She came off the hand there, so I'm going to start again. Good. Good girl, super, good. Good. Hey, pop. Hey, pop. Hey, pop. Hey, pop. Hey, pop. Hey, pop. Thank you. Good girl. Well done. Get it! Thank you! Get it! Good girl. Well done, that's it. Well done. Good girl. Pop your way. Good girl. You ready? Good girl. Well done. So, just some simple exercises and how they build up over time. So from initially with Hottie teaching her to stand square on the two items, how that then evolves to the dog standing by my side, and also standing as a precursor to moving forward. And also my hand touch, the two methods of which I would choose to train it. One would be shaping the dog, tapping my hand repeatedly, or the lure method and how to fade the lure very quickly out of the equation. So just some simple things there which will benefit irrespective of the sport that you teach. If you teach a dog to do jumping, you want them to understand how to be balanced and square, and it's a great way to condition them to be strong. Hand touches are great for contacts, for article indication, for heel work training, for manoeuvring them in position. And grab one of these and sit down on. Joining the groups and getting on board with training with me. And because of that and because of the current climate, what I have and my team have done is for this year only, okay, so for 2020, because of the COVID virus and the uncertainty that people are experiencing, you can join either course, either the heel work course or the foundation course, and you will get a year's free access to my VIP groups. So those are two exclusive Facebook groups where you can post content and get direct feedback from me You can participate in live sessions similar to what you've just seen, and also Q&As and instigate how the course goes. So what will often happen is a student will post a request of, can you cover how to teach this element, or I'm having this problem, and I will elaborate on that via a live, and I'll do a live session with them. So for 2020, both of those groups will be a free bonus when you join. So access is going to be, or joining is going to be for this week. I'm going to be doing several lives and several sessions this week to give you guys more stuff like this and give you a taste of what you can get in the VIP groups. If you want to join the VIP groups, just go to my website, kamalfernandezonlinetraining.com or kamalfernandez.co.uk. Join the group and you will receive a follow-up email which will then prompt you to join the VIP groups. I know a lot of people have been messaging me privately on Instagram and Facebook, etc., and emailing me about how to get involved. And as I say, for 2020, normally the course would be, you would be able to purchase the course, either course, the Heelwork course or the Foundation course, as individual entities, and the VIP course would be a bonus, something else that you would have to subscribe to. For this year, for 2020, in order to try and help people, the access to the VIP course groups for both Foundation and Heelwork are going to be added bonuses when you subscribe for either course. Alright? If you want to join both, I've got lots of students that do the Foundation course and the Heelwork course, and are both VIP members of both. Absolutely great. We'd love to have you there. It's an amazing community of people from all walks of life and all different sports. IGP, top international level competitors at IGP, Heelworks in music, obedience, working trials, a real eclectic mix of people across the globe. Incredibly supportive network of people. So, but we would love to have you join. So, as I say, for the rest of this week, the offer will be open. Just go to my website, have a look. Click on the links to join the site. If you have any problems, just message me and I will give you some guidance about joining and being part of that. And as I say, for this year, you'll be able to join my VIP groups. So from me, from the dogs, hopefully, if there's any questions, I'm going to have a quick look before I sign off, and I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the amazing weather that we're having. So a question about toys. Do my dogs have access to toys outside of training? Yes, absolutely. Scattered around my garden looks like a toy graveyard between that and bones. Yeah, my dogs absolutely have toys. But the irony is, I tend to keep the toys, like for example that toy there, I keep for interaction with when I'm training. And I have toys that are more expressly used for training. And they have toys like random toys out in the garden. They do have some toys out there, which in truth my dogs, and I think somebody asked this when I did my lives about the Jungle Book, my dogs generally don't play with toys away from me. You very rarely see them playing with a toy. As much as it doesn't bother me at all and I don't deter it or curb it, they just prefer the interaction with me, which is a byproduct of the way in which they're raised. So anybody on the Jungle Book will see how much input I put in, how much work I put into creating that relationship with my dogs. So the Jungle Book is 12 months access to the life of both Jungle and Hottie, and you'll see how much work I put to create them being in tune with me, and how much effort I put to create them being very much my dogs, as opposed to, and wanting to engage with me versus other toys independently of me. And as a result of that, they tend not to play with toys on their own. And as I say, I don't deter it. I love to see them in the garden chewing bones, and I'd love to see them playing with a toy, but they very, very rarely play with toys. They would obviously chew a bone away from me, but they would very, very, very rarely ever, if ever, play with a toy if I wasn't involved, because they want that interaction with me. Alright? So hopefully that's answered your question. I'm going to just check if there's any more. Let's have a look at my laptop over here. Okay, another question is, do you have a preference for the cushions you use and the ones you use today? Which make are they, please? So these ones are Fit Bones. These are Fit Bones from Paws, I believe. I got those from Camdar, I can never pronounce it. In Camdar K9, based in the UK. But I believe, depending on where you are, Susan, you can get those from a lot of different places. I will post a link for where I got these from. However, I like to use these because there's a lot I can do with it. They're quite hard wearing. I'm really into conditioning my dog, so I like all the stuff that you can get with it, to do that, sorry. However, if you don't have these items, or you can't afford to buy these items, or for whatever reason, you can use items around your home. So use a cushion off your sofa or your chair. You can use, I have a step which I got from, I think it was one of the supermarket. It was one of the little, nothing. I think it was about tenner. If not, you can use planks of wood or bricks. There's loads of things that you can use to recreate the same principle of your dog being on two independent items. To create more instability, obviously you could put a cushion. For example, if you had a plank of wood and you put a cushion on top of it, it would create a little bit of instability, which is going to promote the dog to use its body and its core strength. Yeah? Oh, thank you, Melita. So Melita's one of the people on the VIP groups, and she said how great it is, she said how awesome it is, so that was really nice of her to hear. So is there any final questions? If not, I shall love you and leave you to enjoy the rest of today. As I say, I'm going to be doing a couple more of these this week. If you do want to join, just go to my website, follow the links, you'll be able to sign up, and as I say, you'll get a follow-up email with giving you access to the VIP groups. But for me, from the dogs, unless there's any final questions, I shall love you and leave you, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.